morning, everybody. Rachel Haney today with CIREIA, and I just want to say I am so excited because this Thursday we have Scott Meyers with Self Storage Academy. He is going to be our main speaker for our event this Thursday. Again, everything is going to be online, but you're just gonna the type of content that you're going to be receiving is still going to be stellar, and we want to make sure that you guys know about this. So. Good morning, Scott. How are you doing today?
I am fantastic, Rachel. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Trying to get out, trying to keep as sane as possible. So I just want to ask you a few questions just to kind of give people a little bit of a sneak peek of what to expect for Thursday. Can you give me a little bit of a brief history of how you got into self-storage?
Sure. So started like many folks investing in family houses, both east side and west side of Indianapolis, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, bread and butter ranches. Did a lot of lease to own, and then got into apartments after that. And then this will be my third recession going through back in 99, 2000, when all the in getting homes, which who could blame them? This is the best time in history to do so with the Community Reinvestment Act. Found ourselves with not a whole lot of cash flow. And so we kind of wound that down, sold a lot of houses off in the apartments and started getting into self-storage. Really saw the light and just absolutely love the asset class because it does not get affected. As a matter of fact, it does better during a recession. Yeah. People downsize, business downsize, and they rush to storage. And then when times are good, people buy more stuff and they go into storage. Considered the recession-proof, inflation-proof business. And so started investing in self-storage facilities. And for that reason alone was enough to get us hooked. Plus the fact that when people don't pay, we lock them out and we sell their stuff off. And so from a landlord, lifelong landlord, having 400 units, I kind of like that as well.
Yeah.
We just went full bore into self-storage. We buy and develop and buildings into self-storage and have been doing so since 2005, and we have over 12 years now and over 2 million square feet across the country, and absolutely love the business. And we don't like when a recession occurs and what we're being faced with right now, but we've been preparing for this since the last one because self-storage does so well, and we're quietly excited about what's happening in our industry right now because we do benefit from this.
So just to repeat back what you're saying, kind of is that. Even though we are experiencing this recession with COVID-19, your business is actually not being impacted negatively. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
I wouldn't say not affected negatively, and I should probably be cautious when I don't say that it's recession-proof. Other folks look at self-storage as recession-proof. So surely there's some difficulties and challenges, and this one is completely different, the COVID-19 and this recession that we're heading into. But also, like 2008, we went into a recession pretty quickly when Lehman Brothers fell, and now we have COVID-19 that forced us into a recession very quickly and without any kind of a warning or ramp up to it. But again, we know what to expect in self-storage, and that people downsize, business dies, and there's a rush to storage. At the same time, the development financing for self-storage facilities goes away because people just aren't building or looking at speculative type investments. The banks aren't. But they do look at existing facilities. And so those transactions are still moving forward. So we kind of have this perform, whereas, banks love self-storage facilities because it does well during they still are lending. And we have this absorption, a large rush to renters leasing up our facilities as well. So again, wouldn't say that there's no hiccups and it's recession proof, but right now we are benefiting from this recession.
Okay. So, I've registered, so I'll be there Thursday evening. Can you give me a little bit of idea of some of the topics that you're going to be going through in the hour and a half that you'll be on?
Sure. So really what I'm going to be covering is the top 10 reasons why we love self-storage. And for some of those that I just mentioned, so I'll be going into detail is the reasons why, once again, this is considered one of the recession resistant and inflation resistant sectors of the economy, why it's doing so well right now. And is why, I'm not saying that everybody should do like get rid of houses and apartments and make a complete shift, but I really feel if you're going to be a real estate investor long term, that you should be in self-storage and at least have one facility under your belt that generates revenue when times are good and bad, and then go off and do whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's flipping houses or landlording, whatever that looks like. I think self-storage should be one of the anchors in your portfolio, and now is no better time than to get into the business and to get into it right now.
Okay. So I guess, my husband and I have thought about self-storage before, but, some of the minimal research that I've done, it's like, oh man, like it takes a lot of work and a lot of capital to get started. Can you refute that? Or is that something you agree with? Or I guess what's an advice that you can give to anybody who's even considered this in the very get-go?
Ways to look at that. Sure. So, commercial real estate in general, you're talking about more commas and zeros, bigger dollar amounts. And so in a traditional model where if you're looking at, a $50,000 house or $100,000, you're going to put, 20 to 25% down. And so people do the math and they think, wow, $1 million piece of real estate or $2 million, that means I don't have that kind of cash. Well, first of all, there's, again, banks love self-storage facilities, so they'll offer a higher loan to value. But we also partner with our private equity folks and private partners that we syndicate, and we bring these private equity folks into our projects. And there's a whole lot of folks that love self-storage, again, for the reasons that I just mentioned. But even now, as they're exiting the stock market and trying to recoup and their losses, they can either put their money into the stock market and take a chance, or they can let it sit in the bank, or they can look to self-storage, which is an asset class that, again, benefits from a recession. And the types of returns that we offer on their projects are much higher than they would ever receive at a bank, and higher in many cases than they ever received in the stock market. So we have the ability to put together these projects with very little of our own money into these projects, because we're using bank financing and our private equity partners to put the deals together.
Okay. And the name of your company is Self Storage Academy. So
Correct.
is there a part of it that you actually teach people how to do this and educate them?
That's all we've been doing since 2005 is showing people how to find, evaluate a self-storage facility, an existing one, or a market to build in, how to then to the market, how to underwrite an existing facility to make sure that it makes sense, and then how to do the deal structure. Because that is real estate, as you know, Rachel, is the deal structure, and then how you layer the capital stack, as we call it. And that's what we excel in. Absolutely love to do that and show people how we can put these deals and projects together. If there's a deal to be had, way to get the funds to get it to across the finish line.
Perfect. Now, tell me a little bit your social media platforms. Do you have Facebook that we can find?
Yes, we do. We have all the major food groups, correct.
Okay, perfect. So what I'll do is I'll actually add a link to all of your social media platforms so people can get a hold of you and follow you. And give me a phone number that we can contact you on so that if we have any questions, we can get to your team.
866-693-5999.
Perfect. Thank you so much for this time that you've spent with me. I want to make sure that people understand and know a little bit about what to look forward to for Thursday, and I will see you then. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks, Rachel. Looking forward to it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.